Good morning to all of you. We are going to start new topic in economics, chapter number 5, standard 12, chapter 5, and subject economics. And topic is causes of rural poverty. Causes of rural poverty, in which first reason is given natural causes. Natural causes. So in case of natural causes, we all know that majority of population population lives in village or rural area. In simple language, rural area lives in rural area, and they depend on agriculture. They depend on agriculture for their livelihood. Means in order to earn income, they are completely depend on agriculture. But agriculture is totally depend on monsoon, which is not certain. This simple explanation is there. Natural factor is also one of the reason of poverty. Here, majority of population lives in rural area. We all know around 70% of total population is still living in rural area, and almost they are completely dependent on agriculture for their livelihood. Means in order to earn income, they are based on agriculture or agricultural activities. But agriculture is totally dependent on monsoon, and monsoon is not certain. Means it is completely uncertain. So sometimes due to less rainfall or heavy rainfall, because I have already told you that monsoon is uncertain. Sometimes there is no rain, sometimes there is heavy rainfall, sometimes less rainfall is there, sometimes hailstorm. So less rainfall or heavy rainfall or floods resulted in low production, of crops, and due to low production, income of farmers income of farmers, or not only farmers, income of individuals who are dependent on agriculture and agricultural activities, other agricultural activities, income of farmers reduced, and this leads to increase in poverty. So this is all about natural causes. So natural causes is also one of the reason of increasing poverty in rural area, because out of total population, majority of population lives in rural area, and in order to earn their livelihood, they are dependent on agriculture, and agriculture is completely dependent on monsoon, and monsoon is uncertain, which is not certain. That's why due to less rainfall or heavy rainfall or floods, it resulted in low production, and when production becomes low, the income of individuals depends on agriculture also reduces, and reduction in income leads to increase in poverty, and this leads to increase in poverty. So one reason is completed natural causes. Next one is demographic causes or demographic reason. Demographic factors. Demographic factors means when we are classifying the population, means we are establishing a relation between the population and economic development, then it is called demographic factors. Demographic here actually means classification of population. When we are studying, observing about the population, then it is called demographic factors. So how demographic factor is responsible for poverty? Now according to textbook, due to medical advancement, death rate declines, but birth rate does not reduce. One side death rate declines, but other side birth rate does not reduce. And as a result, population and growth rate of population. Population here means size of population. As a result, the size of population means number of individuals, and growth rate of population. Both increases. Now, what happens when population increases? When population increases, per capita income of an individual reduces. Per capita income of an individual reduces, and why? Whenever population increases, why per capita income of an individual reduces? Because whenever population is increasing, out of national income, government is not able to utilize those increased national income for the economic development. For example, for establishing industries, for motivating or promoting small scale industries, government is not able to invest money on developmental activities. Instead of that, they have to use the increased national income in order to fulfill the basic requirements of increased population. So it means they are not able to utilize the national income for economic development. If it is possible for government to invest, to utilize increased national income for developmental activities, then what happens? Many individuals can get employment opportunities, they can raise their standard of living, they can come out from the vicious circle of poverty. But when population increases, such type of things, such type of developmental activities, government is not in a position to do all these activities. They need to use, it is compulsory for them to use those money for fulfilling the basic requirements of increased population. It means they are not able to create employment opportunities for various individuals by establishing industries, by promoting small scale industries, by providing vocational trainings to workers. That's why, because they are not able to do developmental activities, that's why various individuals are not able to get job, and as a result per capita income of an individual reduces. And reduced per capita income, reduced per capita income also reduces standard of living, also reduces standard of living. When per capita income is low, then individuals are not able to maintain their standard of living, they are not able to use quality goods, they are not able to take quality services, so their standard of living reduces. And reduction in standard of living increases poverty. The second point, demographic factor also completed. Due to medical advancement in India, now death rate has declined. It is noticed that death rate declines and birth rate does not reduce. That's why size of population as well as growth rate of population both increases. And when population increases, it is not possible for government to utilize the increased national income for developmental activities, for creating employment opportunities for various individuals who are unemployed. Rather than they have to utilize the increased national income in order to fulfill the basic requirements of increased population. And when they are not able to utilize the increased national income for developmental activities, then what happens? The per capita income of an individual reduces because many individuals remain unemployed. And when per capita income increases, then what happens? The standard of living also reduces, and this reduction of standard of living increases poverty in society. The second point, demographic factor, is completed. Now next is economic factors. Economic factors. Economic factors. In economic factors, 5 points are given. First one is low agricultural productivity per labor. Low agricultural productivity per labor. Then unequal distribution of land and property. Unequal distribution of land and property. Third one is minimal development of small scale industries. Minimal development of cottage and small scale industries. Fourth one is rapid increase in price. And fifth, last one is high rate of unemployment. These are all economic factors, and these are the reasons of increasing poverty. First one is low agricultural productivity per labor. Low agricultural productivity per labor means, in this case, government is not able to provide hybrid seeds, modern equipments like tractor, threshers, pesticides, chemical fertilizers. Such things government is not able to provide to farmers, to laborers. Besides this, the farmers are uneducated. They are not able to utilize their money for increasing production. They do not have so much knowledge how to use pesticides, when it is to be used, in what quantity it is to be used. Such type of information they do not have, and as a result, what happens? Their productivity, their total production decreases. When their total production decreases, the income of labor is also decreasing. Decreasing of income of labor is called agricultural productivity per labor. That is also reducing, and when agricultural productivity per labor reduces, it leads to increase in poverty. Their per capita income, we can say their per capita income reduces, and it leads to increase in poverty according to textbook. One of the important reasons of high poverty in rural India is low agricultural productivity per labor because of poor irrigation. Yes, one more point, they are not getting irrigation facility. Besides this, insufficient technology, they are not able to get modern equipments like tractor, threshers. Especially we are talking about small farmers and marginal farmers. They do not have sufficient technology. Their lack of knowledge, due to lack of knowledge, they are not able to utilize the modern means of techniques in a proper way. Heavy load of population means majority of population are dependent agricultural sector, resulted in low agricultural productivity. So due to lack of irrigation facility, due to lack of technology, due to lack of education, training to these farmers, they are not able to increase the production. When production becomes low, productivity per labor also reduces, and productivity per labor reduces, then what happens? Their income becomes low, and this reduction in income increases poverty. Second point is unequal distribution of land and property. Now here two categories are there. One is zamindar and big farmers. They have major portion of land and property. They means land and property. Major portion of land and property belongs to big farmers. Big farmers. zamindars. A major portion of land property belongs to these categories, big farmers and zamindars, and they are not interested. They are not interested in producing food grains. They are not interested in producing other crops in those lands because they have lots of source of income, other source of income. That's why in that land they are not producing any crop or food grain. On the other side, small farmers or marginal farmers. Marginal farmers are those farmers who are completely landless. They do not have even a single inch of land. They are called marginal farmers. So, small farmers or marginal farmers, their numbers are large. They are enormous in number, but they have very less land. Or even if you talk about marginal farmers, they do not have any land. They are working on the land of big farmers or zamindars. That's why these small farmers or marginal farmers, because they are tenant, these are called tenant. Tenant means those individuals, those laborers, those farmers who are working on some other land. They are called a tenant. So these tenants are working on the land of big farmers and zamindar. That's why they are not interested in investing any money on this land for increasing production. Means two reasons become the reason of low production. Two reasons means, one reason is they have a major portion of land, but they are not interested in producing any crop or food grains. And on the other side, small farmers or marginal farmers who are working on the land of big farmers, they are also not interested because this is not their land. That's why they are also not interested in increasing the production. So as I said, what happens? Total production reduces. And again first point, when there is low agricultural production, it gives low income to small farmers and marginal farmers. And when their income reduces, poverty starts increasing. The second point, unequal distribution of land and property. Third point, minimal development of cottage. First of all, what is cottage? Cottage industries are those industries, those type of economic activities which can be run by family members, with very small or negligible investment, without using any machinery, without using any modern equipments. Such economic activities which run by family members without investing money, without electricity sometimes, such type of business is called cottage industries. Now here, minimal development of cottage and small scale industry. In second 5-year plan, or we can say after independence, government has focused more on the development of, not only development, they had established basic and heavy industries. Basic and heavy industries. They had focused more on establishment and development of basic and heavy industries. And these basic and heavy industries are completely based on capital intensive production technique. In capital intensive production technique, machineries are used more and labors are used less. Government has completely avoided, you can say, or reject, or not focus, or not taken seriously about the development of cottage and small scale industries, especially in rural areas. As a result, what happens? Forcefully, the majority of population who are living in rural area, they have to depend on agriculture. They do not have any other option other than agricultural sector. So, as a result, unemployment increases in agricultural sector. How unemployment increases? When farmers do not have, family members of rural area do not have any other option other than to depend on agriculture. Then what happens? If in a particular land, two individuals are needed, total suppose in a family member 5 members are there, and they have a particular land for farming, and in that land only 2 members field. Additional 3 workers are not required. But reason is what? They do not have any other option. They are not getting job in small scale industries, or they are not able to establish small scale industries because their income is very low. Government is not focusing on development of cottage and small scale industry. Government is not providing any kind of help to these individuals. That's why they are helpless. They do not have any other option other than to depend on their particular land. So here unnecessary 3 individuals are doing work. This is called a kind of unemployment. So when government is not focusing on the development of cottage and small scale industry, one more point, cottage and small scale industries are such business, such activities in which employment generation is going on. Means more laborers can work in cottage and small scale industry. Means it has the power to generate employment opportunities. And if employment opportunities increases, so many individuals may come out of the vicious circle of poverty. But since government has not focused on the development of cottage and small scale industry, unemployment in India increases, and as a result, poverty also increases. Next one is rapid increase in price. Rapid increase in price. Now there are many reasons due to which price increases. For example, due to war, sometimes war takes place between two countries. As a result, our total financial resources reduces, due to which we are not able to utilize financially, that the country becomes weak. They are not able to utilize, or they are not able to produce goods and services in large quantity. That's why they are not able to maintain the low price. One is war, natural calamities sometimes natural. For example, continuous heavy rainfall. Due to continuous heavy rainfall, the agricultural production reduces in that particular year, and as a result, later on, the price of crop, price of food grains increases, price of eatable items increases. So various reasons are there due to which price increases. Drought means when rainfall does not take place in a particular year. Then increase in demand for any particular commodity increases. Then also production increases the price. So whenever price increases, reasons are once again due to increase in demand, due to natural calamities, due to war, due to increase in production cost. For example, if the price of crude oil, price of petroleum, price of diesel increases, then what happens? The price of almost all the products also increases, because goods are transported from one place to another place. Raw materials are transported from one place to another place through modes of transportation. So when crude oil, diesel, petroleum increases, the price of all other goods also increases. This is called increase in cost of production. So whenever cost of production increases, whenever demand of any particular goods increases, whenever war takes place between two or more countries, when any natural calamities occurs, due to such reasons, the price of goods, various goods also increases. Now, when price increases, due to which the purchasing power of individual, especially we are talking about the population who are living in rural area, the purchasing power of individual also reduces. And when purchasing power reduces, they are not able to purchase, or we can say their income becomes very low. Not income, but price increases. That's why they are purchasing power. Now they are not able to purchase the same quantity as they were purchasing earlier. Now they have to reduce their requirements, because purchasing power reduces. They are not able to purchase goods and services in the same quantity as they were purchasing earlier. So they have to reduce their demand. They cannot fulfill their requirements, and when they are not able to fulfill their basic requirements. When purchasing power reduces, as a result, poverty increases because they are not able to maintain the standard of living by purchasing quality goods and services. They are not in a position to maintain their standard of living. As a result, their poverty increases. Fifth and last point, high rate of unemployment. Now, high rate of unemployment, since we are discussing about the poverty of rural area, so what type of unemployment increases in rural area? Two types of, we have already studied in unemployment. There are different types of unemployment: frictional unemployment, seasonal unemployment, disguised unemployment, then cyclical unemployment. But here we are talking about rural unemployment, rural area. So in rural area, two types of unemployment is mostly seen. These are seasonal unemployment and second one is disguised unemployment. Now, how these two types of unemployment increases? First question. Second one is what is seasonal and what is disguised unemployment? Third question is due to this type of unemployment, how poverty increases? First one is, we all know once again, majority of population living in rural area. First point. And they are dependent on agriculture. We all know, we have already done. They are dependent on agriculture. Agriculture is dependent on monsoon, which is not certain, is uncertain. Which is uncertain. Besides this, first point, which is uncertain. Second, the nature of agriculture. The nature of agriculture is such which does not provide employment to farmers throughout the year. Only for few months they are able to produce food grains or crop on that particular land, and they have to leave that land free for few months. Means for few months they remain unemployed. This is called seasonal unemployment. For example, in a particular season they have produced wheat. Then after production of wheat, they have to leave the land free. Means they cannot produce any food grains, other food grains on that particular land. Means for few months they need to remain unemployed. This is called a seasonal unemployment. Another is disguised unemployment. What is disguised unemployment? Same example which I have given here. Because all individuals are dependent on agriculture. First point. Second point, they do not have any other option in rural area. They do not have any other option other than to depend on agriculture. For example, industries were not there. Government is not encouraging or helping in development of cotton industries. That's why forcefully they have to depend on their agricultural occupation. Now, when they have to depend on agricultural production, then what happens? Suppose we are taking the example of one family. One family has a particular size of land. Again, same expression I am repeating. They have a particular land. In that land, whatever food grains, whatever crop they are producing, for producing food grains or crop, they need only 2 members or 2 farmers. But in a particular family, total there are 5 members. And other 3 members do not have any other option other than to depend on agriculture. That's why they also join this activity. Now here only 2 farmers, 2 members are needed, but all the 5 members of that particular family are working here. Means additional 3 members are not required here. Then also they are working in that particular land. This is called disguised unemployment. It means additional 3 members are working we can see that they are working, but actually they are unemployed because there is no need of additional 3 members. If in a particular land 500 quintals of wheat can be produced with the help of 2 members, here 5 members are working, then also we can produce 500 quintals of wheat. The production remains same, but unnecessarily 3 additional members are working there. It means they are unemployed, and such type of unemployment, when they seems to be employed but actually they are unemployed, then this is called disguised unemployment, hidden unemployment. And whenever unemployment generates seasonal unemployment or disguised unemployment in rural area, then what happens? If unemployment increases, their income becomes low, and due to low income, their poverty increases. So this is all about economic factors: low agricultural productivity per labor, unequal distribution of land and property, minimal development of cotton in small scale industry, rapid increase in prices, and high rate of unemployment. So proportion of unemployment is very high in rural area because they are completely dependent on agriculture. The nature of agriculture is such that it provides employment to individuals only for few months. For the remaining few months they remain unemployed. That is called as seasonal unemployment. And second one is forcefully all members of a particular family has to depend on their agricultural land, whether they are needed or not, because they do not have any other option other than to depend on agriculture. That's why we can found disguised unemployment in a rural area in large percentage, in large proportion. And whenever unemployment, either it is seasonal unemployment or disguised unemployment, what is the effect of unemployment? Any kind of unemployment is there, but what is the effect? What is the impact? What is the negative impact? Whenever unemployment increases, income of an individual reduces because they are not earning anything. You can say due to seasonal unemployment or due to disguised unemployment, the person who is unemployed, they are not earning anything, their income becomes zero. It means they are not able to purchase quality goods or services, they are not in a position to maintain their standard of living, they are not in a position to fulfill their basic requirements. As a result, poverty increases. So these are all causes of poverty. Besides this, additional 2 points are also given: low level of education, gender inequality. So you have to do any 5 points, prepare any 5 points, especially you have to do economic factors. In this way, causes of poverty is completed. Goodbye.